Yes, 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 yes. Whoa, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Lion's Den. My name is Seth, and we got Mr. Jabri up in the building. For those of you that's just tuning in, y'all, what we do here on the Lion's Den, we focus on leadership, growth, and development with a call to action. All right, so we're just not behind the mics talking about that mess. We being about that. You dig? From the household to out in the community. So that's what we're focusing on. And ladies and gentlemen, today we're talking about the roles of mentorship, personal and professional development, right? And growth. But Jabri, how you feeling, bro? What's going on with you?
All is well, man. All is well. Just enjoying this nice, quiet weekend of hot weather here in Texas.
I
Yeah.
was just going to ask, what's the temperature looking like? Did it finally get out the hundreds or what?
Yeah, it's about 99. You know what I
Oh,
mean? So
okay.
yeah, we cooling down. We cooling down, bro.
Yeah,
Yeah,
man.
it's good times, good times.
That's outstanding, man. So look, man. So we did years in the military, man, and I would honestly say, for real, that the time went fast. What you think?
Oh, it flew by, man.
Hmm.
You just hit certain markers
Hmm.
and you look up, you got 5 years in, 10 years in.
Bro,
Now you 15 years and you thinking about retirement. I'm like, where's the time go, man?
exactly. So look, y'all. Hey, I see Big Herm. He's up in. He's watching. Everybody, we got things going on, right? Family got things popping off in Labor Day and whatnot. However, the show goes on, and plus we want to make sure we give y'all some news that you can use. But when we're talking about them, even just military, right? How fast that time goes, and it was a blur for me because, ladies and gentlemen, what y'all don't know is that I said, hey, when I got in, right after just leaving Detroit, I'm like, look, I'm only doing this for 4 years. All right. Only for 4 years. Ladies and gentlemen, I said them joints 4 to 5 times. You dig what I'm saying? I'm only doing four. I'm only doing four. Okay. So you get it. You feel me? So it's so important for us to realize that we could not do it by ourselves. And that's what we're talking about. You know what I mean? So let me see. Damn, that's a professional picament. No, you don't. You don't. Yeah, you really don't. Okay, that looks like a LinkedIn / penitentiary, like you just got reformed type of
Hey, that's
picture. Huh?
definitely AI, bro.
That's
Definitely AI.
AI, yo, bro. You know what I'm saying? But ladies and gentlemen, look, let us know. What do y'all think about mentorship? Right? How important is it? So, Jabri, and everybody that's listening, what is your definition of a good mentor?
Well, just somebody in a position to offer clarity,
Mm-hmm.
guidance, a certain particular style of leadership that you haven't either encountered before or
Mm-hmm.
something that you have still yet to grasp. And so, anytime I've seen a good mentor, or I've been around people that are good mentors, they've had those attributes.
Yeah. No, I can agree with that, man. For me, a good mentor is someone that not only see my potential, but also can see my heart. All right.
Yep.
Because man, I got this exterior posterior that's like, yo, hey, I'm gonna get this in, I'm gonna get this in. But a true mentor for Seth, all right, it's like, okay, I see what you're trying to do. You're all over the place. You get what I'm saying? I see it, but I'm gonna need you to come on down. So it's a way to not only communicate, but also show a level of compassion. And
Hey, no
also, too,
doubt.
lazy, right? And another thing, too, I believe a great mentor is good at, they're able to be at least 2 to 3 steps ahead of you at all times because they can say, hey, yeah, I see where you're going, but I suggest you might consider doing this a little different, right? Because they have what you call a proof of concept. You know what I'm talking about? So Herm says for him, mentor is someone who understands and trusts the needs that needs to be the foundation of a relationship. He says, once you have that mentee, can accept the lessons you are trying to teach. Right? Yeah, once you have that, absolutely. So here, Jabri, man, I got some questions, man. I want you to,
Yeah, no doubt.
give me your thoughts, and ladies and gentlemen, y'all let us know. Okay, so as we talk about the military, even prior military, even post, right? So what are the most transformational pieces of advice you received from a mentor, and how did it shape your personal or professional journey?
So for me, man, yeah, I'll just start with my military journey. Coming in, I was a person of I lacked trust in people,
Mm,
and so for
mm-hmm,
me, I had to I had to see someone that I related to, that I had something in common with, to even want to listen to what they were actually saying.
Come on.
And so, what I wanted to do was to make sure that those individuals were reputable,
Mhm.
and they stood for something. And so, yeah, that's kind of what I really looked at in those particular situations.
Okay. Okay. And also with that, what type of advice did you ever receive from
Well, in the beginning, it was really just behavioral, man.
them?
I was hard headed. You know what I mean? I wanted to do things my way,
Yeah.
and so the advice was, "Hey, get your stuff together, bro. What like you're not gonna last if you know what I mean? If
Yeah.
especially if you keep doing things the way you're doing." So
Right.
initially, it was really just behavioral type stuff,
Yeah.
that type of advice, like get up on time, get to
Hmm.
work on time, learn your job. You know what I mean? Just basic stuff. Of
Yeah.
course, when I was more knowledgeable about the military and what I needed to do, then became more applicable stuff about life. You know
That's
what I
right.
mean? And
No,
so
I
at
get it.
the very beginning, just like babies, we need to drink some milk. So I needed
Yeah.
somebody to feed me some milk, man, before I got to the steak and the potatoes.
Exactly, right. And then also to your point, a lot of those things that mentors give us are soft skills. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Those soft skills, because I mean, hell, ladies and gentlemen, we have something in the military called career development courses, right? And those are CDCs. Those are things that are, pertinent to your job. And there's different modules depending on how many, what your career field is, right? But when it comes down to those soft skills, you need someone that can say, hey, listen, I see what you're doing. You're tripping. Okay. Look, you won't be tested on that, but you will be tested in a different way.
Oh, no
So,
doubt.
man, look, before I jump into what my answer is, man, I want to call a mentor of mine. Let's see if he's going to answer. And I want to, he doesn't know he's on the show either. Ah, look, this is just happening.
Phone,
Real
phoning
talk,
in a
ladies and
friend.
gentlemen. Yeah, phoning a friend. Let's see what we do. Let's see if he answers. Yo, what's up? What's up? Hey, Jabri, can you hear him?
I can't hear him.
You can't hear him? All
No.
right, hold on. Yeah, hold on, brother. Hold on. We want to make sure you're good to go. Da, 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 da. Yeah. All right, let me see. Boo, boo, boo. Hey, can you hear me, AG? Can you hear him? You can't hear him yet? Okay. Well, look, man. Give me 1 second, man. Give me like 2 minutes. I'm gonna hit you right back. Okay. All right. All right, y'all. So we just had a little technical difficulties, but I'm gonna make sure I get it together. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, when it comes down to me and having a mentor, y'all, one advice, especially that individual that I was calling, right? We were in Afghanistan. Woo! Out of all the places, right? Out of all the places to be at, shouldn't that be a spot where you would need to get mentored, right? So it was super, super dope. But the crazy part is he was able to help me to understand not only who I am, but never lose sight of who I am, no matter what situation I'm in. And so, ladies and gentlemen, that is something that is a true testament of a mentor, because he was able to let me know how important it was to stay grounded mentally, especially in a space like Afghanistan, dealing with the things that we were dealing with. But he gave me a sense of calmness, ladies and gentlemen. That's the key, the sense of calmness, and to never forget who I was in the sense of, of me being in that particular situation. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to work on that, and I'm going to get them back on pretty soon. But so let's talk about that real quick, man.
Yeah.
The prior military, how were your mentors? Can you give us an
So
example?
yeah, most definitely. So I didn't grow up with my dad. He wasn't really in my life like that, and so I wanted to attach to strong men. Um, Even at the time when you don't really know you need to, or and you figure, hey, he's not in my life, so I'll be fine. But no, you're really not going to be fine. You need to see the example of where you're going. And so my uncles were my biggest influence, and those were my mentors. My older cousin, those individuals. And so what they taught me was just a sense of family, a sense of togetherness. They showed me what it was like to be a good husband, just a good father. They were just good, solid men overall. And no, I didn't see them every single day, but at the same time, I knew that if I ever needed anything, if I needed advice, or if I needed some type of guidance, or I was just lost in a certain area, I could
Yeah.
always go to them for that particular type of advice.
No, I love that. I love that. And man, same here. Now, here's the deal. Here's the deal, ladies and gentlemen, full disclosure. See, my mentors prior to the military was not military friendly, if that makes sense.
Not whatsoever.
Hey, and I mean, like if this was a line, they were all the way out of line, right?
Habitual line crosses, yeah.
Habitual. Like they would play double dutch with them up. You know what I'm talking about? But at the same time, they helped to guide me and also help with my personal development, right? Because I'm the same situation as you, not having a physical father there. They were there to help guide me in a masculine way, right? To show a level of love, but it wasn't that perverted type of love. It's like, yo, all right, look, what I know a man's supposed to be, coming from men that were, let's say, 10 to 15 years older than me, they did the best that they could. And then here's the deal. They didn't have sons. They didn't have kids. You know what I'm saying? So I was like that surrogate, and they were my surrogates, right? Yep. So I was able to gain a level of growth even within that I still hold dear today. Right?
Oh, so it's the foundation. It's definitely the foundation.
Yeah. So, ladies and gentlemen, look, y'all let us know if y'all had some real mentors in the back. And look, they ain't all, squeaky clean. You get what I'm saying?
I think a lot of people need to understand some of the things that we learn from our mentors is the blueprint of what not to do. Right?
Yes.
Yeah. I think the beautiful thing about mentorship is they're not perfect. And they don't come across as if they're perfect.
That's right.
They tell you they've made mistakes, and they without even showing you, you see the mistakes that they make because they're living it out in real time.
Big facts.
However, but they are reputable individuals, whether it be men or women, that are striving to be better. You know what I mean? So no, that's what I took from all those individuals. They weren't perfect, but they were perfect for me at that time in my life.
At that time, absolutely. At that time. So let me try them one more time. Let's see if we get this in. Just give me a thumbs up if you can hear the phone ring. Can you hear it? Nothing? Okay, cool. Well, look, we'll do that at a different time. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, we're going to move to this next one. And I think this is important too. So please chime in. Let us know that you're listening and where you're listening from, okay? Now, what are some of the common challenges both mentors and mentees face, and how can they work together to overcome those?
So I think the biggest challenge is trust. I think having a level of trust to hear that person out, hear what they actually have to offer you, and the direction that they're pushing you in that's a huge thing. Because a lot of time what mentors are going to do, they're going to push you in a direction, or they're going to push you into a fire that you weren't even wanting to go into. And I think that's the true sign of a good mentor. They're willing to say, yeah, I know that that's beyond the limits that you thought you had for yourself, but this is what I see in you.
Yes.
And that's why I'm pushing you there. And so the thing that can hold some of that stuff up is the way that you trust that person.
Yeah.
Right. And the results sometimes, right? That mentor pushes you and it doesn't work out kind of like they said it would. And you kind of almost want to discredit that person because of the results. No, it doesn't change how they see you. You just got to maybe change what you're doing to get different results.
Absolutely. And also too, what I would add to that is we have to be mentor ready. Okay.
Good point.
We have to be mentor ready, because how many times have you heard, right? Now let's flip the script, because I'm sure you've been mentors to many people, even to me, for me. So how many times have you tried to give someone some information that can help them within their life, but the first thing come out their mouth is, I know.
Oh my God, man.
I know.
You
no, hold on. Much. Hey, watch this. No, you don't, because what you knew got you here. But what you know ain't gonna get you there. I know how to get you there. You dig what I'm saying? So those individuals have to be mentor ready. So how have you dealt with individuals that could not wrap their mind around getting information outside of their own experience, and they have that hard problem trying to connect the dots?
Well, as a mentor myself, I have to make sure that I didn't take it personal.
That's it.
Right. So
Hmm.
when you see somebody and you want to get them to a place, you got to understand you got to meet them where they are at times.
That's right.
Try to
Hmm.
show them the vision of what you see, because sometimes it's hard for people to see what you see. All
Hmm.
right. So what I'm trying to do is, look, I see so much potential in you. I want you to realize this for yourself. But if you're not, I'm not going to take it personal. I'm not. And at first I did. You know what I mean? I'm like, well, first of all, I'm a mentor, so you got to listen to me. But yeah, at a certain point, I had to really get over myself and say, I know the information that I'm giving them is beneficial, but I can't make them take it, and I can't make them do anything with it. And if they choose to, so be it. If not, I'm still gonna be here. I
That's right.
promise I am.
That's right.
Yeah.
So, you know, I remember there was times, man, that I considered myself a mentor, but that's the I would actually have to say that was part of ego.
Oh, most definitely.
The reason why is because just because we're in certain places, or at the time certain places of our life, or in, rank wise, rank specific, that does not mean that you are mentor ready themselves, right?
Oh
Because some
man.
individuals are mentee, some of them are mentee ready, and some of them not. But sometimes we're not even ready to mentor individuals, because you may still be in your transition phase of something, right? And so just because you have a little bit of experience in that does not mean that you're the subject matter expert in whatever is going on. You know that. And then so therefore we get a little bit of rank, we get a little bit of responsibility, and now we get upset when
Oh, most definitely.
individuals don't want to follow us. But ladies and gentlemen, I really encourage you to think about this. What type of leader are you if you turn around and no one's following you?
Yeah, that's a great point, man. And I think with the hierarchy of the military, because it's so structured with
Mm-hmm.
rank and positions and things of that
Yes.
nature, I
Yes.
think when people reach a certain level,
Mm-hmm.
they think it automatically comes, like you were saying, it automatically comes with a certain type of responsibility
Right.
that you haven't really earned at that point.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I've seen people go out, and just because they were a certain rank, they've gone out and tried to pull people in. I'm like, you still need to get yourself together. Like, why are you trying to mentor me? And yeah, congratulations on the promotion, but however, you're not. No, you're not that person.
You're not that
You're not
guy
that
yet.
person.
You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? So let me ask you something real quick. Can you hear this in the background?
I just hear a click. Yeah, that's it.
Can you hear something?
Mm-mm.
Okay. All right. Don't worry about it. All right, I get that situated. But no, absolutely. And so when we're going through certain stages of our life, I really do believe that the first time is for us. Okay. Once you go through it, all right, you don't just put your toes in and say, yeah, now I can swim. No, like you got to go through the mess. And
True.
then it's after you go through the mess and after you're done smoking, right? Because there's some fire that comes with that. And then individuals, real talk, ladies and gentlemen, I'm a true believer in this. When you go through something, it can be positive or negative, right? But you give off this sense, you give off this kind of like this aura of like, hey, that person has been through something. And,
Mm.
and I see how they're acting afterwards. So, ladies and gentlemen, it's not about what you go through that's going to attract individuals, as far as following you. It's about how you carry on afterwards. So people are going to say, yo, I done seen A, B, C, and D, and you did all of that, and you've been through all that, and look at you still getting it.
That's the level. Yeah, that's when you leveling up right there.
Yeah, yeah. You know what I mean? And that's a true testament of that. So here's a good one too. Can mentorship be effectively structured, or should it kind of like remain more organic and evolving? And if so, why? Why do you think? Which way do you think it should be?
I think it can be effective both.
Hmm.
I think the organic style is I think what people are more accustomed to, because it's who you naturally are going to draw in,
Yeah.
or who you're going to draw to. But
Hmm.
I also think the structure part, you can have people that are right there in a position of authority over you, that you can actually see as mentors. And
That's right.
some of the things that they're actually doing, you might not receive it because of their position or because you might not even like them, but
Hmm.
it's a level of mentorship that they're
Yes.
giving you by being who they are.
Hmm.
You might not receive it like you would receive somebody who will be more organic or anything like that, but at the same time, it's still a level of mentorship that's there.
That is, that is. And so, man, I think that it depends on the person, right? Because for some people, you need that structure. You know why? It
Yep.
prevents those blurred lines where it can become a unprofessional relationship,
True. Very
right?
true.
And so sometimes people don't know how to differentiate between that. Like we can be cool, right? We can go and kick it, go and throw back some drinks and everything. But like, let's say this is dealing with work. I need you to realize I'm here to help you to advance. Why? Because where you're going, I'm already at. Ding, 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 ding. You dig what I'm saying?
Big
So,
fact.
right. So I don't need you to say, hey, but man, why I got to come on time? What? When? Well, look, man. Look, we just kicked it last night, man. I need some sleep. No, what you talking
No.
about? Why? Because you want this. If I'm able to do it, you can be able to do it too, right? So that means that I need to make sure that that is a. And here's the deal: it can be organic, but then based off of how the individual work and
Yep.
how they the relationship, you have to add that structure to it.
Oh, no doubt, no doubt. I think mentorship is a structured process.
Yes.
I think organic or the structured form, when it's not so organic, there has to be a certain type of a way that it looks
Mm-hmm.
so that it can be more effective.
Yeah.
So I think if it's just a friendship or somebody that that you could just be hanging with or whatever, it's received, but I think it's received in a different way.
Yeah.
And I think how you react or how you act to the information given is just a little different in that way.
Yeah. Yeah. No, absolutely. So, what type of trials or tribulations have you ever encountered with a mentor?
I've met them with defiance. I met them with defiance. I think earlier on in my career, because I was just so hard headed,
Hmm.
um, you hearing what they're saying, and then you're bucking up against it
Hmm.
because again, you just think you know everything. All right,
Hmm.
so I think at the beginning, I was more defiant of mentorship.
Hmm.
I think later on in my career, um, when you get to a certain level, of course, your ego, like you said earlier, your ego gets in the way,
Hmm.
and you've reached a certain level, or you reach a certain status, or you're doing good things, and when somebody comes in and tell you you're not so great as you think you are, right? That right there is has been a something that really challenged me because you're on this cloud nine of emotions and things that you've done or accomplished, and then somebody comes in and kind of brushes you off like, and the reason why they were actually doing that is to keep me grounded, and they
Hmm.
realized the next level that I needed to go to, I couldn't stay where I was at, or I wasn't
Right.
going to get what I needed to get.
That's
And
right.
so those are some of the things that I had to learn. Those are the trials, and then not knowing in the moment what they were actually doing, because they couldn't reveal that to you immediately, right?
That's right.
They had to let you see it for yourself, and then when
Hmm.
you come back to them, they're like, "Yeah, I know I had to do that. I didn't. It didn't feel good even when I did it, but at the same time, I knew it needed to be done for the betterment of your career."
No, I like that, man. One of the challenges I've had and still have to this day, not as bad because now I understand. And plus, I'm getting older, so I got to slow down. You dig? But
Slow down, bro. I'm
slow
talking about
down. But
yeah.
that's what it was, right? When a mentor was trying to tell me how to slow down and speed up, and what I thought he was doing, I thought he was hating.
Oh, blocking your
Okay.
blessings. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm like, yo, hold on now. You see me get it. And then what I started, this is ego talking, ladies and gentlemen.
Yep.
Please, please, please. Hold on. Look, check this out. I got to move it over here and make sure that y'all can see me. Check it out. Please, please, please be cognizant of your ego, because I was moving at such a fast pace, okay, in a certain realm that my mentor, I was starting to, I would say, what is it, surpass my mentor where he was, all right? And so now I felt as though, hey, you did your job, so shut up.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. That's not it, bro.
That ain't it. Hey, man, look, one of the worst things that you can do, especially when someone cares about you. You dig what I'm saying? And so that was a lesson learned. It's like, yo, hold on, wait. Now, this person has not only lived and experienced, but is damn near what, close to 20 years older than me. You dig what I'm saying? So it's like, yo, just because you are doing A, B, C, and D, you haven't done it all yet. Right.
Yeah.
So one thing that mentors have, ladies and gentlemen, is called experience. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Look, we talk about that word experience, and I use it in different aspects of my entire life. Even when it comes to our kids, right? Yeah. The most knowledgeable generation there probably ever has been, right? These kids are smart.
Yeah.
But they have no experience to go with it. And it kind of messes them up because they just know everything. They can find everything on TikTok. You know what I mean? They can AI generate any type of resume or whatever the case. But the experience that they tend to see in us, they don't respect that enough to really appreciate the things that we're telling them.
That's right.
And then we got to let them go through the fire. So just like what you were saying, that experience is a lot more valuable sometimes than anything that you're doing or currently doing. Yeah. That information is essential a lot of the times to what we need.
Absolutely. And so look, I was having a talk with a real good friend of mine, dealing with some of that, and it's hard, right? Especially when you care for the person, right? So, but look, here's something else too, man, because I think that we can fall in this. And ladies and gentlemen, if you agree or if you feel as though you can chime in, please do. Okay, so here it is. How does a mentor balance providing guidance and allowing the mentee the freedom to make their own decisions and mistakes? Think about it. How do you do that, right? Because I mean, hell, being a father, you have to. Right?
Yeah,
being,
yeah.
Working, or whatever. Even friends, like, hey, listen, I cannot prevent life from lifing for you.
Yep.
I can't do that. However, I can love you so much. I don't want to see you suffer the way I did.
I think in those particular situations, is I'll give you the metaphor. I'm not even metaphor, but as being a father, you know what I mean? You can enable our kids to a point where it doesn't benefit them any to try to save them from falling at every single point of their lives, right? And so as a mentor, you have to do the same thing. The balance is allowing that person to fail. And you can't keep coming to their rescue. You can't keep coming in and saving the day. You have to actually allow them give them the tools and allow them to make the decisions on their own. Because a good balanced mentor, what they're going to do, they're going to give you all the tools that you need, and they're going to provide you with the information and give you the experience that they had. And then they're going to get in the shadow somewhere and allow you to do what you actually need to do, but still be watching you from afar.
That's right.
I think that's where the balance comes in.
That's right.
You may not see him, right? I have a mentor. I probably don't talk to him, but every other month, every few months or whatever. But I know he's watching. I know he's always there, and he knows that if I need him, he'll be there and he'll provide me what I need. But he also backs up and say, "Hey, this is your shit, bro. I'll let you drive it." Yeah,
absolutely. And you know what? I have a mentor, many mentors like that now. Indeed. And look, I may not, like you said, may not talk to him every day, but every once in a while, I get it. Hey, I see you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Hey, I'm here. I'm with you. And
sometimes that's all you need.
That's all you need. Yeah.
I don't need anything profound sometimes, right?
Yeah. Sometimes
being a mentor and mentoring someone else, you don't always have to have quotes from the Bible. You know what I mean?
That's right. Be all prolific and yeah. I get you. Don't got to do that. Yeah.
sometimes you got to reach out and just say, hey, I'm thinking about you. I
Mm-hmm.
know you're doing great things.
Mm-hmm.
I'm here if you need me.
Yep.
Boom. And
Hey.
that's it.
Yep. Hey, stay encouraged. I got you.
Yep.
And then
Yep.
also too, man, you said something that made some sense, and I really want the audience to tap in, and or not necessarily tap in, but just hold on to this. So as we're mentoring individuals, or as you are mentoring individuals, you have to let them go. Okay. And like you said, have to be in the shadows. The reason why I say that is because they cannot walk and keep a firm balance as they're moving forward with only one hand.
Oh, that's a good point.
You dig? So you got
Yeah.
to let it go and watch them, right? So what's the point of, hey, you got to let the training wheels go. You get what I'm saying? How else are they going to understand their own balance, right? So they need that autonomy to fall and make a mistake, and don't take it personal. Do you know, I knew someone, and I wouldn't say they're a mentor, but they're a person that, you know, gave advice. Okay, I didn't take it, right? Because I saw something that they didn't see. Okay.
Mm.
And after that, well, why you ain't do this? Well, you should have did this and should. Hey, okay, now I get it. However, I'm still not you, and you're not me. You get
Yep.
what I'm saying? So I'm not living in your shadow, and you're not living in mine. Now you're coexisting, okay, as a guide, but you're not like you don't control this. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not a mini you. You see what I'm saying? Or vice.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're not a bigger version of me. But so we have to be able to keep that balance, but also give our mentees the autonomy to find their own balance. Like,
Yeah.
how would you learn how to walk if somebody was always there to catch you? Ah, no, no, no. I bet your ass remember how I felt to hit that flow a few times. You know, you don't like that. You see?
Every
And guess
single
what?
time.
Every single time. And was right there watching. Okay, you all right? Okay, try it
Yeah.
again.
Yeah.
Why? Because
I
I
think
got
that,
scars
go
on
ahead.
my knees. You did? Go ahead.
Yeah. I think as mentors, man, we have to understand what we have and what we're trying to give. We don't, we shouldn't think that the person that we're mentoring should, again, like you said, follow in our footsteps. But we're not trying to have duplicates, or we're not trying to make them avoid the pitfalls that we did. Of course, we don't want them to fall in those, but at the same time, if we can just give them information and allow them to, because that's going to be their journey,
That's it.
right? And so their journey may be to fall through some of the cracks that we fell through,
Mhm.
and we're not gonna be able to help them avoid every single thing that we did, even though we would love to. Like, I would love to tell somebody, hey, don't do this in your career, don't do that, or make sure when you're doing this, and then you watching them do it, and sometimes you just can't do anything about it. So
Exactly. Exactly. And still, man, even to that point, it's like, yo, all you can do is advise. Remember your role, ladies and gentlemen,
remember your
right?
role.
Remember your role. Remember your role. Listen, you do not control people, right? You may have a control problem. You dig? Get your affairs in order. Instead of trying to control other people. But so here's a good one though. But I want to make sure that you're that we're on the same page. And sure, we might not be, because what I really do believe that it's sometimes the mentor and mentor relationship can be mutually beneficial, and sometimes it's not. You see what I'm saying? Sometimes
Yeah.
it's not. But what do you think? Do you think that it's supposed to be, or do you think it should or shouldn't? What's your thoughts on that?
I think for the majority of the times that I've ever been in either situation, the mentor or the mentee, it's been a positive outcome,
Mm-hmm.
right? But there have been times where um, either you didn't receive the information, or you realize the relationship has actually run its course, not as not in a disrespectful way,
Mm-hmm.
right? But just like the seasons of just like seasons changing,
Mm-hmm.
right? You
Mm-hmm.
got some, yeah, every season, everybody's not supposed to go to the next season with you,
That's right.
right? Yeah, so you have people that are in your life for a reason, a season, or a lifetime.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes that reason is run its course. And sometimes that season though it may be long at times, it'll run its course. And sometimes when we drag those people and into thinking they're forever people in the same position, it's gonna harm us in certain type of ways. So I think we just have to be aware of where we are and what that particular relationship was for. Because I have people that have mentored me for specific points of time,
That's right.
I've been perfectly okay with that. And then there's other people I've tried to drag along, and now I want you to keep, and they're like, bro, you got this, you got this. My the reason why I was here has been fulfilled. Like we still cool, but at the same time, I need you to go and push that information to somebody else because you now have this.
That's
And
right.
sometimes we'll try to, for lack of better terms, we'll try to keep breastfeeding for a long time, right?
That's right.
Yeah, yeah. So sometimes we need to just get off um, that particular attachment to that person because it's almost a nurturing type thing,
There you
and you've
go.
had them so long that it just feels good to have them,
Mhm.
and but you still have them, you just don't have them in that way anymore.
That's right. No, I agree. So there is stages, right? Just like into life, right? So you have the maternal stage and then the paternal stages of individuals, all right? And it's not a gender specific thing. However, as you're transitioning from that nurturing stage to the independent stage, you have to have that thought process of, okay, let me do this on my own.
Yeah, yeah,
Let me do this on my own. Let me realize that if I don't work, I don't eat type of thing. You know what I'm saying? If I don't
yep,
implement, that's the word, ladies and gentlemen. If I don't implement what was already given to me, there's no reason for me to hold on to this relationship as I'm implementing because will I truly, truly, truly respect the process? And not just the process, would I respect my own maturity level, meaning my own walk, because I need to be able to see my footprint and not get confused between four different ones. You get what
facts.
I'm saying? Or another set. So I need to look and see, okay, cool. They got me to this point. How far can I get myself?
Yep,
See? So even to that point, man, I really do believe that there are some mentor mentee relationships that are beneficial, but there are some that do, the time frame is over and then it becomes lackluster the more you hold on to it, because here's the deal: you may hold on to that mentor, so to speak, and now as you're going to a different trajectory, they don't have that experience,
right.
right?
Yeah, and what they've given you was exactly what you needed to
At
get
the
to that
time,
level, and
right?
and it's perfectly okay.
Hmm.
That's
Hmm.
fine.
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what type of advice would you give someone that's a mentor right now?
As a mentor, um, get yourself together, right? Before you start thinking about being a mentor and grabbing people and pulling them along, make sure you have your stuff together. Make sure you're in a position um, mentally more than anything to be able to give back. And then as a mentor, sit down and kind of think about the things that you were given and realize where you were at that time and what those individuals gave you. And then think about, hey, what do I have based on what I was given? What do I have to give back to the individuals who may be in the same situation that I was in? Because I think we have to have a plan sometimes. Sometimes it's so organic that it just happens,
Hmm.
right? And sometimes, like you said, it's a little more structured. But if you can grab somebody and bring them along, please have a plan for that individual. Just don't be stringing them along until you figure some things out because they're watching you, they're looking at you.
Every
You know what I
step.
mean? Yeah, every
Hmm.
single step. So yeah, just have a plan, be mentally ready and have the capacity to take on that responsibility because it's a huge responsibility.
No, it is. So, man, thinking about it, man, when we was in the military, we dealt with a whole a group, a plethora of different walks of life. Okay, so think
Yeah.
about this where we are right now. Even though we're not in the military, it's still people out there in the world. So, how can you, or how would you advise individuals to approach mentoring someone that has a vastly different background or perspective from your own? Because
I would,
because the reason why I'm asking that question specifically, you know, when in this platform is because the individuals that's listening right now, regardless of where they are and where they're at, this is a platform for leadership, growth, and development. And
indeed.
that isn't a gender specific, race specific, or whatever the case it is. If you truly have a heart to serve, that means you're serving. Period.
Yeah.
Not
Yeah.
right. So are you able, ladies and gentlemen, this is a question to you, for you, the audience, are you able to see yourself in them at the stage that they're at? Meaning, can you be the mentor that you wish you had? So that means no matter who it is, can you do that? Now, of course, the vernacular will change, you know what I'm talking about? However, the servitude should still be the same. So, but what say you though, Jabri?
I think, man, in those situations, people have a lot more in common, you know, especially in this day and age and all the political stuff that's going on. We tend to find what makes us different more than what makes us alike, right? And so I think in a lot of different cases, we're more different than we actually want to believe. And in the aspect of the actual question, what we need to do is find those similarities in how you can actually um, attract people, or how you can actually get to the point where you you bring that person in and they understand what you guys actually have in common.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think if we find those common similarities, I think it'll help us reach out to people that maybe don't look like, you know what I mean, maybe not the same ethnicity or something like that. Well, it doesn't matter what your ethnicity is. It doesn't matter what your gender is. You can find a similarity in a lot of different things, right?
Absolutely.
Me being in the food services industry, um, I've attracted people just because they like food. And
That's
what
it.
I found out is we always say how different we are, but at the same time, everybody loves food,
Hey,
right?
yeah.
And I grew up cooking soul food,
Mm-hmm.
but at the same time, I've been all around the world as well. And just because in Korea they don't call it soul food, or in Thailand they don't call it soul food, or in Europe they don't call it. There's a level of passion that comes out in the food
Right.
that you cook, and so you can find different aspects of passion in every different ethnicity. I'm just talking about food for right now.
Yeah, I get it.
You can find different passion levels of food in every ethnic background you can, and because it's cooked with love, that's soul food everywhere around the world, man.
See,
So I think if we do that, we'll make sure that we can reach anybody and teach anybody what they need to know based off of what we find similar.
I love that because of what I use, obviously not food, but I love to eat.
Yeah,
I use music. Yo, come on, man. Listen, I don't care where you from. If you can hear, you can feel music. I don't give a damn what type of genre it is.
I
If you
completely agree.
right, because listen, even if you don't hear the lyrics or even the music, if you hear the beats, there are individuals, and scientifically proven,
Yeah,
people move to it, right?
yeah.
It's a certain thing.
Your body
Yeah.
reacts to music in a
Yes.
certain way. Yeah,
Right.
the dopamine level
Yep. Mm-hmm.
shoots through the roof.
Yeah. Yeah. All of
Yeah,
that.
it's the
So,
same thing.
right. So, with me being a DJ, man, I've utilized what in my mind is common. Like you said, people like to eat. Yeah. Hey, if you got a mouth and you know, you can eat food,
Hey,
you go love to eat. You all right?
you gonna love to
So,
eat.
that's how I feel when it comes down to music. So, I use that as my gateway to
Yep.
commonality, right? Because spinning and DJing for over 20 years, I don't have a favorite genre, right? I can listen to some R&B and then put on some new age. I can listen to some classic, some jazz, some rock, some all of that.
You can
And
find
the
beauty in every single
beauty in
Yeah.
everything. And so here's the deal. This is what I realized, man, through my time frame of DJing and spinning, that you can blend music genres together the same way you can blend in conversations, right?
Oh man,
You feel me?
it is just like that.
It
Yeah.
is, because just like a beats per minute, ladies and gentlemen, that's what it is. BPMs, beats per minute from one song. It doesn't matter the genre. it goes here, you find something else, and you just get it there. You can, hey,
and it's just like that. Yeah.
Case in point, watch this. My DJs know. Check this out. Sweet Home Alabama. The beats per minute all depends on whatever platform you use is right around 95, 97, but once that, right? You can mix that. You can mix that with TIs, bring them out. I've done it before. So you say how crazy that? You hear bring them out, goes together. So what I'm saying is, even though I've done it before and saw some magical things happen at a holiday party before, right?
Oh, I can imagine.
Can you get it, bruh? They ain't know what to do. Square dance, crump. You see?
And at a holiday party, it's
with the num. You know what it is. You know what it is, and having everybody swag surfing right on. But what I'm saying is the same way that we connect, right, through music is the same way we can connect through life. And so to me, that's my catalyst, right? That's the like I said, the gateway up in there. If you use food, I use music. So I'm encouraging the individuals, use what you have because it's already in you. So you have something naturally in you that can connect with everybody for real if you use it. You agree?
I truly believe it. Yeah, I truly believe it. So yeah, in this day and age, again, we always trying to find what differs, what makes us so different. And then when you really look at it, if you get down to the fundamental level of
we're
life,
more similar. Yeah,
we're so much more similar than we want to give ourselves credit for.
Yeah, yeah. And it's unfortunate too, man, for real, because based off of this climate that we're in right now, it's almost like we purposely give more energy to the things that separate us.
Yeah, I guarantee we do.
Purposely.
We do.
Like, for real, like my pride will prevent me from saying, hey, you like hamburgers? Who don't like hamburgers? Now, unless you're a vegan, you might still like vegan burgers. The word burger, you dig? Why did that happen? Come on.
You know they like burgers. They making mushrooms out of burgers, so they want
mushroom.
They want to get back to the original context of it, but just not use the meat. So they still love it. So
you know what I'm saying? So what I'm saying is the common. Ladies and gentlemen, the point is that we're more in common than not. First of all. Second of all, share your commonalities and then you can relate better. That's where the relationship comes from, the mentor and mentee. You get what I'm saying? Because then after that, you're able to share information. Hey, have you ever been to Europe? No. You ever taste European burgers? They call them a royal with cheese. You get what I'm saying? A double quarter. I didn't know that. Hey, well, look, the next time you go, you know what I'm saying? It starts there. And then the questions will come, well, what do you do? Okay.
Yeah.
How do you do that? You get what I'm saying? So find the commonalities first, right? And then build from there. But putting yourself, and this is the difficult part, putting yourself on a plateau or a pedestal where you're higher than thou and you forgot where you came from.
Oh man, yeah. That's
what you think about that?
Because it's hard to relate with someone that you can't reach, right? And you see somebody on a pedestal, you see them up there doing their thing, and you kind of take yourself out of consideration of even wanting to be approached or even wanting to be seen as a mentor, because you're like, man, there's no way I can get up there, man. There's no way that we have, and you start taking yourself out of the equation. There's nothing that we have in common.
That's
right. So why would I even approach this individual? So some of the most awesome leaders, and some of the most awesome mentors that I've seen, whether they mentored me or not, are individuals that have had opportunity to reach out and touch more individuals because of their position.
Yes.
But they also humbled themselves and they spoke to people in a way that allowed people to really feel and see who they were and understand where they came from. It makes it so much easier. And this is going to be a military thing, but I think the reason why people received Chief Wright the way they did at the time is because he seemed like he was us. He seemed like we could touch him. He was right there, like, oh, he came from the same place I came from. He's just a cool person. You know what I mean? And that's a lot of the times what a lot of people are looking for. They're not looking for You know what I mean? They're not looking for somebody that is, untouchable. They're just looking for somebody that they can relate to. That's really it.
To your point, yes, man. I believe that the unfortunate part is when individuals celebrate the God complex. So he
Yeah.
I interviewed him a couple of times right on the page, and then I asked him how did he feel about that term when he was still in, when people called him the Black Jesus, no, the enlisted Jesus. Remember?
Enlisted Jesus, yeah.
The enlisted Jesus, right? And so he laughed at it or whatever the case is, but obviously he know who he is as an individual. So
Right.
his relatability, to your point, made him that almost like touchable. So I've been knowing him for some years, even prior to that, and so I always saw him as K. You dig? But at the same time, I understood the type of person he was even back then, and so the good thing is that he never changed. And that's another point, ladies and gentlemen, as you're in a relationship or a mentor-mentee relationship, because we're talking about leaders right now, right? So if you're a mentor, don't change who you are because an individual is looking up to you. You get what I'm saying? And asking you these questions. Remove that God complex. You get what I'm saying? Remove it. It can be flattering, okay? But be cautious not to get drunk from it. So here's the last little question, right? So reflecting on your journey though, Jabri, and anybody else that's listening, I want y'all to really take note. Y'all ain't got the answer, right? But this could be rhetorical. Reflecting on your journey as a mentor or mentee, what is one lesson you wish you had learned sooner?
One lesson that I wish I'd have learned sooner.
Yeah.
To have more of to be more giving with my time, right? I think the older that I got, I was a lot more giving, a lot more understanding of that. But I think the individual who taught me this, I met him in 2006 when I was in Korea, and he was a chief, but he was always available, and I didn't understand how you could do so much with only 24 hours. I'm like, how are you everywhere all at the same time? But for him, it was his thing. He had to make sure that he was available to his people. And that was 2006. This is 2024. 18 years later, man. When I say this cat you'll look up, he'll hit you up. It's the middle of the night. He's answering. You know what I mean? He to this day, he'll still make the time for his people.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think it was at that point I wish, and I may have been 8 years in the military at that time, almost 8 years in, and I realized like I've been selfish with my time. You know what I mean? I've been selfish with some of the gifts that I have and some of the tools that I have to be able to give back. So when I seen his example, and mind you, this is nothing I've ever said to him. This is just something that I think and know. When I seen him and how he spends his days and his time, and he ended up getting injured, and he was, he had to leave a little early. Man, this joke almost had a broke vertebrae in his neck, or something was going on, or a disc or whatever, and he just out there still walking around, you know what I mean, just still giving his time and his talents and his efforts to all the people, man. So I think if anything, just realizing that I could be doing more in a 24-hour period than I was actually doing.
No, I like that, man. Shout out to him, man. And I know it's not easy,
Yeah,
right, to do that.
Retired Chief Nathaniel Turner, man, the greatest. Yeah, good dude, man, for real.
You know what? Okay, yeah. I think
Chief
I know.
Turner, man.
I think I know who you're talking about.
I think everybody knows him. He's a good guy, man.
Yeah, and I'm glad you said that, right? Because we want to be able to pay homage to those. So shout out to AG, right? My homeboy that I was gonna call. Shout out to Coors Jackson, you know what I mean, and Steve, right? Just shout out to these brothers, but and also sisters, right? Had many mentors, right? Miss Danielle Brown, she's in there, out there, right? Laura Linderman, General, right? 3-star now, I think. Man, she getting it. You know what I'm talking about? Getting it.
Amazing leader, man.
Amazing. Leader. But what I've learned, though, for real, man, was Q-tip. Quit taking it personal.
Good point.
Quit
Good
taking it
point.
personal. You dig what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because it ain't about you.
It's not about you, man. It is not about you.
It
Oh
ain't,
man.
bruh. It ain't about you. If you don't shut up and sit down somewhere, it is not about you anymore. It
You
is
be so
not
butthurt
about you.
sometimes
But
about,
her
yeah,
feelings,
like,
bruh, be all in your
wow.
fee-fees.
Nah, you did your job. What are you
Come
mad
on.
about?
Come
You
on.
did your job. What are you mad about? So sit down somewhere and realize that, hey, this person is running their own course.
Their own course. Hey, so here, look, we got a question. Shout out to Miss Patrice. How you doing, ma'am? She says, understanding is the key. Understanding where you are as a mentor. Are you capable of mentoring this person and understanding your mentee? Can they be receptive, right, to the advice you're giving? No, and that's the key, right? And that goes back to our earlier point. Not everybody is mentor ready.
Yeah.
You know, so here let this be the last little question, and just throwing it out there, ladies and gentlemen, what do you do if they can't pick up what you putting down? Hey, look, no, for real, like,
Yeah.
hey, you still got a life to live. It don't
Yeah.
stop. So look, if they don't want, I hate to say it like this, but if they don't want to drink, take it away. Somebody else can use it. You dig what
Yeah.
I'm saying? I mean, because other than that, what can happen is you will slow down.
Yeah. Trying to let them catch up.
What you
Yes.
think?
I think just like you said, if you slow down trying to let them catch up, um, you're not doing yourself any favor.
Yeah.
You're not doing the person who can really utilize this information any favors, right? Because if you spend too much time here on somebody who's not ready for what you have, it's nothing wrong with that. It's nothing wrong with somebody not receiving or not being in a position to actually receive it. And so once you want, I said it early, once you get to the point where you recognize what that is, sometimes you have to take those talents like LeBron to somewhere else, right? You have to make sure that what you're giving out is capable of being utilized in that aspect. So
Yeah. And then also, man, look, to your point, just even using that LeBron analogy, you cannot deny his results.
yeah.
Nobody can. So look, you, and because you from that, you from there. You from there, ain't you?
Oh,
Cleveland?
I'm from Indy. I'm from
Indy.
Indianapolis.
Okay,
Yeah.
so
Yeah, I'm from
close.
Indianapolis.
You know what I'm talking about. So the deal is that, hey, look, if he couldn't get it here, he got it somewhere else, and then he had
Yep.
the audacity to come back and get it, and then left again. You know what I mean?
But
Just to let him know.
that's a perfect example of what a mentor can be.
That's
That
right.
person can try at one point, let them go off and do their own thing. Hey, who knows? That mentorship may mean he's going to come back and be ready for what for everything that he has for him.
That's
And
right.
so you just have to be patient. And again, like you said, do not take it personal.
Ain't
Please
about
don't
you.
take it personal. It's not about you.
Yeah. So look, man, you got any last words for those individuals in the transition of being mentees to mentors? You got any last words for them?
Nah, just if I'm saying anything to mentees, I'm just saying, hey, find you somebody that is um, that you see and that you look up to, and that is approachable and is ready to take that journey with you. It can be a beautiful thing. I think everybody needs to find someone and attach to them, even if it's not maybe something that you do like on an everyday basis. Find somebody that's doing great things and ask them questions, right? Because for me, that was the best way for me a lot of the times. I'm like, look, you have forums and you're doing different things, and I'm just looking and I'm hearing somebody on stage, and I'm like, all right, well, how'd you do that?
That's right.
How'd you get there? And sometimes people are so ready for that, and they never thought you would have been the person that came to them, and they take that opportunity and they run with it. And so please don't be scared to open up and tell your story, and find somebody that's willing to accept you for who you are and where you are.
Absolutely. And yeah, good point, man. And I'll tell you this, man, last little second, I remember right when I was thinking about getting out the military. All right. This is before my time. Remember, y'all, I said I was going to do four to five times, right? 5 times. So this was around the time of one of those times. And so I'm getting ready to do this, whatever. Then this young lady said, hey, Sergeant Miller. And I'm like, yeah, what's going on? hey, I heard about you. I said, oh, shit, what you hear? You
Yeah.
did what I'm saying? And then I'm saying, because I didn't know, because if you heard it, it all depends on who you heard it from. They lying.
They lying.
But right. But anyway, it was like, well, look, I just heard that you're a great mentor. I'm like, well, who told you that lie? Because I didn't see myself. Hey, another point, a giant never sees his own reflection. Remember that.
Yep.
Anyway, so they said that. I'm like, no, you're thinking of another Sergeant Miller, right? Common name, you dig? It was like, no, wait, you from Detroit, right? I'm like, yeah. They said, I am too. I'm like, wow. So that was the ding, ding, ding moment. Yep. I remember when I was in this person's space at a younger senior or NCO, right? Younger, just made rank and everything, but really didn't know where to go. And here I am, long toothed in the game. I'm like, wow, right? Because I know what a different bravado that Detroit brings to a situation, and you have to be able to, kind of finesse it. Or it would get you hung up, because people don't care you from the east side of Detroit. Right. You do what I'm saying? They don't give a damn soul.
You don't know what that means, man.
No.
I don't know what that means.
I bet you know what Article 15 is, Detroit. Yeah. You dig what I'm saying? So, so I was able to not just mentor, but at the same time, that's when I knew I was there for a reason. And that was one of my times when I was getting ready to go. However, just that conversation helped me to retire from the military, because I was getting ready to say, yo, I can do more. And I could have done more even when I had wanted to get out earlier. It's not about that. But again, honestly, ladies and gentlemen, this is the last point. When you are mentoring, it's not about you anymore.
Very true. Very true.
That's the bottom line. And then therefore you can see why you're truly here and why you went through the mess you went through. Because afterwards I was like, wow. After listening to it, I'm like, yo, I've been through that. Like, I went through that almost 10 years ago. Man, I wish somebody told me what I'm about to tell you. Yeah. See?
Everybody has a testimony. It'll be a shame if you kept it to yourself.
Facts. Well, look, ladies and gentlemen, this concludes the episode of the Lions Den. Man, I want to thank you, Jabri, man. This was a good conversation, man. And hopefully y'all got something, with this. And again, this is the role of mentorship, personal and professional growth and development. Hopefully you can use some of this news, you dig, as you relax the rest of this weekend and go to work or do whatever you're about to do and connect with individuals with more vigor and interest, and not to take it personal. You remember that, because it ain't about you. Right on. Later.